Hello, hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
No, it's just an afternoon. Good afternoon, parents. Good afternoon, pupils, graduates. Our guest of honor, Mr. Kamau, the Executive Director, Mr. Francis Madenge, all distinguished parents, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Yeah, I'm very, very delighted for this day. One, because it is the first occasion or function that we are holding since 2019. So it is indeed a very great day, and we are looking forward to normal times coming back when we can be able to be interacting with you, our parents. I'm especially very happy with the candidate class, the graduate class, who insisted that we must have this function to see and witness and encourage the little ones who are now going to be promoted to grade 1. I'm very happy because we thought maybe it is not doable due to the protocols that we have to observe, but you insisted and I had to give in and say yes. Let them come and celebrate with their children as they move to the next level. Another thing maybe which I'd like to mention, although this is really not a day for speeches, is that we are very encouraged by the parents who have been able to engage with our teachers on the various platforms, Zoom meetings, WhatsApp groups, because we really need you to buy into the idea of this new curriculum, the CBC. This competence-based curriculum is not a joke. We've had to train our teachers, and it is a continuous process. Every break, they are called to go to class and to be taught, what is required. Equally so, the parents need to work with us so that you're also not left behind, because this is a system where the children, together with the teachers and parents, have to work together. It is a very complicated system, and the children need your help almost 100%. So please, when we ask you to come on our Zoom meetings so that we can be able to pass this information and give you also what we are getting from the Ministry of Education, it is important for you to log in and also be on that wall so that we can pass that information to you. So thank you so much for the support so far. We are so grateful for your prayers as well over that long period when your children were at home. And we did our best. We tried to engage them on the Teams Microsoft platform, which was a platform for learning to keep your children still conversant with what is still happening in school. So thank you for those who are able to bring their kids on those walls to help them continue with learning. The longer we keep our children at home, what happens is that they forget everything that has been taught. So during the holidays, if we ever have another long holiday like that, it's good that we continue with a bit of learning on those platforms. I also want to thank our teachers who faithfully stood by us during that very, very difficult time. As you know, there was no school, there was no income, and it was really a sheer sacrifice for them to hold on and also to try and engage themselves in whatever they could to survive. And I'm so happy that we have them still with us today. And I'm going to ask all the teachers, as I'm talking, to just come down, because it's important that the parents see you. These are the people who make brickwoods. These are the people we cannot do without, because they're the ones who are daily with your children in the classrooms. So kindly teachers, all the teachers, please come down. And maybe there's something which I'd just like to mention to parents, because we know in bringing up our children, it's really a difficult task. And we always say that there's no school that we go to learn how to parent our children. So it is actually a game of, you know, back and forth without really having the knowledge or the qualifications on how to parent. I just want to mention 3 stages of our children's developmental stages. And this idea or ideology was brought about by a famous man called Erik Erikson. There are several stages of our development as we grow. And the first one, he talked about trust and mistrust. Trust versus mistrust. This is the age of 0 years to about 1 year, where the child is making their demands through crying, through maybe irritation, and where we, you know, as parents, we need to be very careful at that age to be able to meet those demands. I'm talking about when a child is hungry. A child may be hungry, and maybe the caregiver takes too long or ignores the child's demand for food. This later in years will translate to some other things. A child will not have trust. And we have seen even in adulthood, adult life, where we find people who are very mistrusting. You know, very, very mistrusting. You don't trust anybody. This could have originated from that 0 to 1 year, when the child was negotiating between trust and mistrust. The second stage is called autonomy versus shame. This autonomy is like independence. Many times as parents, as we are parenting our young ones, we forget that the child needs to grow. We forget that the child needs to be given that independence so that they can start making little decisions, or even starting to do little things on their own. We have seen parents where you want to dress your child even at the age of 10 years. You are still insisting, let me dress you because I can do it better. We have seen parents where when you go to buy them a toy, a child a toy, you don't even let the child choose the toy. You want to do the selection for that child. What happens? The child becomes coy and is ashamed to even decide on anything. And this also translates in later years in this child not being able to face people, not being able to make decisions, because at that early stage they were told, no, I will do this for you, I will do this for you. So parents, let's watch out, especially I'm talking about this because you are the parents for this PP2 who are now graduates today. The last stage which I'll talk about, it is not the last, but just for the age group which we are talking about here, is initiative versus shame. That's the age of about 5 years there. And again, we find that we are so critical about our children when they start trying new skills. You might find this child going to take maybe something into a socket. Maybe this child is getting inclined to being an engineer or something of that sort. But we are there saying no, no, no. I'm not saying, of course, we don't take the precautions for safety. We need to do that. But again, we need to let this child explore themselves. So even in our homes, let's be available, let's be observant, but let's give our children the freedom to grow as children, to be able to make decisions for themselves, and to be able to respect also, of course, when they're told no, it is no because of A, B, C, and D. So today is not my day to talk. We have our guest of honor who's going to enlighten us on a lot of things. But I just wanted to mention those 3 stages because of the age group we are talking about here. So thank you very much. And before I invite the executive director, these are my teachers. And I just want to tell all of you, I'm very proud of you. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Keep doing it for the sake of these little ones. You've heard what we do to them, it will impact on their future. So it is important how we handle these kids all the way so that they can be useful citizens of our country. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite the Executive Director, Mr. Madenge, who is my husband, my partner, and my best friend. Karibu.
Thank you very much. Madam Mrs. Jean Mathenge, Mr. Kamau, our guest of honor, the school manager, Mr. Peter Moreithi, the parents who have joined us today, and our pupils. It's a great pleasure indeed that we have been here, being able to meet today. I think the last time we met in this kind of a forum is 2019, as you have been told. And we certainly have been living through some hard times. We have been going through abnormal times the world over, not only in Bricusse, but the whole world. And it's just for us to thank God that we have been able to be resilient and we have been able to withstand all those challenges, and we have come out even more stronger. The only thing I would like to assure you now as the director of the school is to assure you that we are going from strength to strength in making sure that we deliver services in the proper and the best manner we can. We have been able to withstand the pandemic challenges. And as we have been told, we have been able to retain all our teachers from the time before the COVID and even right now. And I thank them so much for studying with us and with us. And also the parents for trusting us through that period and bringing your children back for us to take care of them. And we do hope and pray that this pandemic eventually be over so that we can go back to our normal times. I know before then we used to congregate here 3 or 4 times in a year. Sports day, parents day, you know, when graduation, we used to have a lot of activities, swimming galas. These things that we miss because they used to bring us together as parents, as stakeholders, as pupils, so that whatever we need to do to improve on services, we are able to share and interact, and we get to know from you where we are going wrong, on how we can do better, or what we have improved. Maybe Madam Mr. Mathenge didn't tell you that during the COVID, we have been able to do a few developments towards enhancing the CBC curriculum. She is in the process of finishing a kitchen, whereby we are going to install a demonstration kitchen for the young ones, so that as they go on with their education, they're able to do the basics required in terms of cooking. A child can cook an egg at home, a child can cook a basic meal, so that as we keep on impacting on them knowledge, we also impact on them skills, on basic skills of livelihood. So as a school, we do thank you again, most sincerely, for studying with us, and assure you that we'll continue doing the best that we can, and that you put a word across to your friends as well, fellow parents, wherever they are, to bring their children to Bricusse. Funny enough, and what I can tell you is that post-COVID, after when we opened now, beginning of the year, we saw the number increase from what we had before the COVID. And when we looked at it, we saw that there are so many young people young parents who are moving out from the major towns coming to smaller towns because it's better quality of life in smaller towns. And now with COVID, it has taught us a new way of working, that you can work from wherever you are, online working. And so we've seen an influx of parents coming from major towns, Nairobi and elsewhere, moving into promising towns like Nanyuki. And by virtue of that, we are having all the children joining us here. So it is a clear indication that what we are doing here is good, and we will continue doing the best that we can. So without further ado, I would like just to invite Mr. Kamau to come and take over, because this is a day for these pupils, and we don't want to keep them too long. And so that we do hope that before the year is over, and as the COVID issue keeps on easing out, we shall have another opportunity to create something that can bring us together. We are always happy when we are able to congregate with parents and pupils so that we get to know each other. We get to know each other, we get to share ideas, we get to learn a lot from you, because by the end of the day, what we do here is we have to get proper feedback from parents in the terms of services that we deliver. So we do hope that we are going to get some other chance because of the year to meet again. Once they open up the issues of sports and competition, we can organize a swimming gala, and then we can all meet here and share again. So from me is just to thank you most sincerely for coming, and invite Mr. Kamau to come and take us through so that we can go to the next stage of graduation. Thank you so much. God bless you.